All right, so before beginning this, we're now going to start making the cash budget quite complex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy of this. So I'm going to move or copy, create a copy, we'll put it at the end. We're going to call this one the complex cash budget. So we're going to make some additions at the bottom of the worksheet now. So we're now going to assume that they're going to invest any cash in excess of $40,000. So in cell A35, we're going to type maximum acceptable cash. And in B5, we're going to enter 40,000. They're going to pay interest on any short-term borrowings and will earn interest on any invested funds. So in cell A36, we're going to type borrowing rate, parentheses, annual. In B36, we're going to enter 8%. In cell A37, we're going to add the label lending rate annual and enter 6%. Now note our cash budget is monthly, so we need to convert these rates appropriately. So in C36 and C37, we're going to enter the label monthly. And then in D36, we'll do equal the 8% divided by 12. And we will drag that down. We can make that a percentage as well to 2 decimal places. So now we're ready to begin modifying our statement. So in A20, so now what we're going to do, we're going to select row 23 where we had dividend common, and we're going to insert a row above this. So in the new cell A23, we're going to type short-term interest expense, parentheses, or income. Okay, now we're going to select row 32, and we're going to insert a new row right above it that says current investing. And then lastly, we're going to select row 35 and insert a row. Going back to cell A34, we're going to change this from cumulative borrowing, parentheses, investing. So if it's positive, it's borrowing. If it's negative, it's investing. That's what the parentheses stands for. And then in A35, we'll type cumulative interest expense or income if it's negative. So the next thing we're going to do in D34, the formula is going to be modified a little bit. So now it's going to be C34 plus D31 minus D32. So any investing we're going to do. We'll then copy this formula across. And then there's no changes so far because there's nothing in those cells, but that's set up. So now we can calculate short-term interest expense or income. So in cell E23 with short-term expense, income, etc. So we're going to go to cell E23. We're going to type in the following if function. So this will be equal if D34, so the previous month's interest expense income, if that's greater than 0, it will then be D34 multiplied by the borrowing rate, because that means we'd actually be borrowing. So the monthly borrowing rate, D39 anchored. And then comma, if that's not the case, then it will be D34 times the lending rate, the investing rate. So we'll multiply that by D40 anchored. So we should get 0, which indeed we do. And then we'll drag this formula across. And you see we start to get some varying answers here. With this, going back to our formatting, we will keep it at dollars. So we're going to reduce the decimal appropriately. So you have 92 short-term interest expense in July and 702 in August. And then the last thing we'll do at this particular juncture is for the cumulative interest expense or income, this is going to be equal to, so for beginning in June, so in cell E35, this will be equal to E23 plus D35. And then we will drag that across appropriately. So now you can see those changes here. And that's just going to show us a scenario we'll look at in a later video.